It's time to focus on the things you need, the things you deserve. You deserve a healthy body, supplements that get you moving and keep you moving, that make you feel good, look good, do good. And they shouldn't contain GMOs, artificial ingredients, or heavy metals, ever. Supplements that are clinically studied, use proven absorption technologies, are designed by scientists, and are ethically sourced and produced. Supplements with everything you need, nothing you don't. You deserve a company that you can trust, that's dedicated to safe manufacturing practices and third-party testing, that ensures the highest quality of effectiveness from extraction of ingredients all the way to the composition of the packaging. Wait a second. You deserve to see the process. You deserve a company led by a CEO with a deep belief in the power of people, dedicated to inspiring entrepreneurs to achieve success. A company with a phytonutrient chemist and expert on natural molecules who is obsessed with human health and has your best interest in mind to design its products. A board comprised of talented doctors from around the world. You deserve to be surrounded by people you trust and look up to. Empowered ambassadors that inspire wellness every day. Leaders who are rooting for you to be the best version of yourself. A community that works hard and plays hard. You deserve to experience adventures that take you around the world, and you deserve to be recognized for your hard work. It's time to get what you deserve. It's time to shift your focus. 3.
Roush here, tuning in from the Panhandle of Florida, Alice Beach, Florida. We moved down here just a couple of years ago from Tulsa, Oklahoma. A little bit about me. I've been in the industry now almost 20 years, signed up September of 2005, which is so hard to believe. And like many of you watching, maybe, I had done corporate America, pharmaceutical sales for years, and after my second one was born, was just fortunate enough to be able to stay home with my kids, and then had 3 boys. By the time the third was born, I was looking and open. Within a couple of years of him being around, I thought there was more. I didn't really want to go work for somebody, be tied down to hours, a boss. But when I was approached in this industry, I realized how open I was to looking for an opportunity that I could do when I wanted, where I wanted, how much I wanted, and with whom I wanted. And so this industry fit in perfectly for that. You know, if you guys are some of those that love to refer people to opportunities, experiences, products, this business is for you. That we're no different. We're referral marketing. We love to share. I love to share great restaurants I go to. I share hotels that I stay at, or my hairdresser, or clothes that I wear. But none of those places send me a check. And when I learned about this network marketing opportunity, it made sense to me because I'm actually sharing products in health and wellness that I believe in, and I'm getting paid for sharing these great products. And the people that I bring in and they're sharing, I get paid off them too. And so it made sense. So I love it. Residual income, that really is what it's all about. And your teams can grow. I mean, all of a sudden, your team, by sharing it with 2 people, becomes 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, all the way into the thousands. And that's exactly what happened for me. Of course, when I started, my husband was like, no way, I don't want you to do it. Our friends will run from you. But we realized really early on, if you have success, if you're living a healthy life, people will start running to you. And that's exactly what we have our hands on 3. When I heard about 3, it was something I absolutely needed to be a part of. The products are unlike anything out there in the marketplace. I love placing products with people and them noticing a difference. Too many people wait until it's catastrophic and they decide to take care of their health. I really am a firm believer in proactive wealth and health. You know, I just tell people, hey, if I still look like this in 5 years and you don't, I told you, you should have done it. So I think sometimes we keep 3 a secret. Maybe we're scared to share, of fear of what they might say, or they might say no. You know, chances are your friends have products similar to 3, or the categories that 3 has, sitting in their cabinets. They're using products anyway. Why not replace those products that they're using for products that actually work and make a difference and earn an income and be part of a great community while sharing? So 3, I'm absolutely in it for the products. I love what they represent. I love what they do, and I love that I can share it with people and know they're going to see and feel benefits. But I'm a big proponent of the compensation plan. I love to be rewarded for our efforts and for sharing. And people are looking for residual income. Side gigs are increasing. More and more people are adding 1, 2, 3 different side gigs to their traditional income every single day. Why not tell people about this? I do believe 3 will be a household name. It's not a matter of if, it's a when. And thankfully for each of you, you're brand new to this company that's just getting started, and you get to be some of the first to share it with others. I have a great topic today that I love. It's all about follow up and follow through. I love that we're doing these global connects. I think it's so important, even for brand new people, to constantly every day be listening to something to grow their mindset, to learn more about this amazing industry, to learn more about this company. But also those who have been in the business for a while, it's always great to have a refresher, because one of us may say things in a different way. We may be saying the exact same thing that your partner or upline was telling you, but we're saying it in a way that actually makes sense and connects with you. And so I just encourage you to watch these replays on the Spark YouTube channel, which is phenomenal. I love that they're archiving every one of these. I love that we're welcoming people on here from around the world. It's incredible to be a part of the company that day 1, we launched in 14 countries. So I can be sleeping at night and still grow a business around the world. And it's just great that we can connect through technology and through Zooms. We didn't have that 20 years ago when I got started. And so you can build a business in Malaysia and build a business in the US. And so global e-commerce, I love being a part of that. Let's talk about the things that you need to do daily to grow your business. My topic is follow up and follow through, but to get to that follow up and follow through, you have to make connections. You have to contact people. You have to have had your list. And so I want to start with the 4 income producing activities, and we'll dive into the 4th. Obviously, building a list is critically important. Do all of you have a list in front of you? I love to write them down or put it in my notes in my phone, because I believe if you write down a few names, it'll jog your memory of other names to add to that. If you try to keep it up here, all of a sudden your list seems to run out really, really quickly. So as you're getting started, as you're bringing people on board, as you're growing this business, go back through and constantly, I'm adding to my list every single day. So you're going to build that list. You're going to start contacting people on that list. You're going to contact them and share why 30. You're going to be learning about your why. I'm sure you've heard this from the person who invited you. Know what that why is. Why did you say yes to 3 when your friend called you? What is it that made you want to order the products, get involved, be a part of the community? And that's your why. Maybe it's for physical health reasons, maybe your start, it may be financial wealth. Maybe you're just looking for additional income that could help pay that car payment or house payment or kids' sports or kids' college or your house, your, groceries. I mean, it doesn't matter. All of us are looking for some additional income that can help around the house. Maybe it's travel. I know Corbin and I both love to travel. A little secret here. If you grow 3, we run lots of rewards promotion trips. You're going to travel for free with some of your very most favorite people. So you're building that list and you're contacting and inviting people on that list. You're contacting and sharing your why and inviting them to something. That something could be a 3-way call with your business partner, your upline. That could be a one-on-one where you're going and sitting and having coffee and you're bringing some of the 3 products with you and you're talking about that with them. You're sharing our online presentation and going through a few pages in that PowerPoint. Maybe you're sharing a video. Maybe you're sharing something from the app. They wanted more information on a product or how the comp plan works, or a little bit more about 3, about the opportunity. You're sharing that from the app. Really utilize that app. So you're contacting people, sharing your why, and sharing a little bit more about 3 in multiple different ways. Like I said, a 3-way call, It could be a one-on-one, but it also could be in a home event. Maybe you're opening up your home and inviting friends into your home. Maybe you're doing a Zoom event and you're doing an opportunity event. Maybe someone across town is hosting a party and you're going to take someone to that party. Know what's going on in your area, in your team that you can point to. We have constant opportunities for that. Monday night, there's a global opportunity view every single Monday night that you can invite people on. On Tuesdays, we do an Empowerment Tuesday just for teaching and training. On Wednesdays, we do a Wellness Wednesday where you can learn and dive more into the product. And then your teams are doing multiple other things, and you should be too. That is your goal, is that you can be presenting on your own. Our presentation's so simple that a third grader can do it and a 70-year-old can do it. All you got to do is just start reading and getting up there and sharing. So that's what you're doing. You're contacting and inviting them to something, and you're showing the opportunity, and you're showing that opportunity over and over again. So as you're sitting with them, you're placing product. At a home event, you're placing product. Any chance you get in front of someone, you place product. It's important to always carry it with you. I love to carry the Eternel, the collagen, and the Vitality with me everywhere I go. Great examples of that. I was staying at a friend's house at the University of Alabama when I went to a football game. And in the morning, she was getting coffee and she was dumping collagen in her coffee. I'm like, Mary Beth, what is that? And she's like, it's collagen. And I said, does it work? She's like, well, I don't know. I didn't notice anything. And I said, I've got something better. So I ran back to my room and I had some collagen and I was able to share a couple with her. Now, she may not see a benefit day one of a collagen, but I wanted her to feel it. I wanted her to taste it, and I wanted to be able to share about it. So I was able to tell her a little bit about our different delivery systems, the ingredients, how it has the biotin and the keratin, and my hair and nails are growing. And as I went on with that, I was like, hey, we've got another product, Eternel. It's the glutathione glow. Have you heard of glutathione? Has resveratrol, CoQ10, all ingredients they were already taking. And of course, the Vitalite. It's all about tearing and sharing. I don't think we do enough of that, getting product into people's hands. Tear open the product, share it with them. Tear open the product, share it with them. Tear and share over and over. And if you're out of product, you're out of business. And so I was sharing it with her. I sent a couple packets of each of them home with her, and I called her and I followed up. Too many people are sharing product, or they're sharing the opportunity, or they're sharing a Zoom, they're sharing a home event, and then they're expecting those people to call them. The fortune is in the follow-up. Pick up the phone. Hey, Mary Beth, I know I sent that collagen with you. What do you think? Isn't the taste amazing? Wait until you do a 10-day supply of it, 10 days on, 20 off. You're going to be amazed at the results that you see in your skin. I'm noticing brightness of skin. That's one of the biggest things. Take a before picture. And as I'm following up with her, she said, I want to get started on all of those. And so I'm able to get her my link, pick out a pack that makes sense to her, and get her started. I was playing Mahjong, if any of y'all play that. And I was with two girls that were brand new that are in the area. And I was talking with them, and one of them, they were all sharing together just health and wellness products randomly. And I listen, and they're sharing the products that they use. And one of the women said, I just got this glutathione pack for my husband. It's liposomal. And I'm like, I have a product that's amazing. I know that you'll really love. It has 10 superfruits, the glutathione, CoQ10, and resveratrol in it. Tastes amazing. And she's like, I'd love to try it. And I said, when we're done here, I'll run home and I'll get you that. And then the girl next door is like, well, what else do you have? So we talked about the collagen, the Vitality, the Revive. And so I said, tell you what, how long are y'all in town? I'll run and get some at my house and I'll drop it by. So I dropped it by, and I always have the little cards that have the information on the ingredients, how to use the products. You can get those in your back office. So I share the samples and I share that. Now the samples, when you give 2 or 3, it's not for that aha moment, but it's to get something in their hands. It's for them to feel it, for them to taste it, for them to try it. Also, here's what happens. When you send stuff like this and marketing materials and they take it home, where do they set it? On their counter. What happens if something's on their counter? A friend walks in, a family member walks in. What is that? I've never seen that product before. Oh, this girl I just met, Holly, she was telling us about it. 12 different delivery systems, amazing products. She gave me some to try. Well, I want to try it. Now, not only did you expose it to the one person you talked to, but because you had stuff to send home with her, you exposed it to anyone that walks in the door. So it's so important. If you're out of product, you're out of business. So get online and get your packs. I love the Pro Collection Pack. Why? Because it gives you multiple of every product. I believe you need the products, all of them, because maybe your favorite is collagen, but the person you're talking to, it's Eternel. But if you had none in your hand, you couldn't share with them. Maybe you love the Revive, but they need the Immune like right then. But because you don't have Immune, you can't share it with them. So make sure all of you have plenty of product in your inventory. So I was able to follow up with both of them and get them started on the product. And one said, I'm looking for ways to earn additional income. I need kind of a side gig. I don't want to be working she does a makeup artist and she doesn't want to be spending the hours she has. She has 2 young kids. I'm looking for if this works and I love it, I definitely want to learn how to grow a team. 2 people right there, all because I listened and I saw a door open and I shared the opportunity. Corbin and I were sitting on a porch the other day, and a realtor that works kind of in the area was on our porch talking. He's former, football player. And so we were talking about different NFL football players that are within the team and seeing if you knew them. Well, what is it that you do? I'm glad that you asked. We have an amazing company that we have great products, a great opportunity, a way to get healthy, earn extra income, do it on the side. You look super fit. I'm sure people ask you what it is that you do. 3 would be a great product line for you to share and grow an additional income from. So we placed product with him. This was just a couple days ago, and now we will follow up. I think so many people miss that opportunity to follow up. They assume, oh, my phone will ring. People get busy. It's not that they don't mean to call you, it's just they get busy and they don't make that call. And that's where you have to be organized. Make your list of people that you're contacting. Make the list of people that you place product with. Have the date so you know when to follow up. And when you're following up, if I place product, I'm following up the next day. Hey, did you try that product yet that I gave you, Amy? Because chances are it's still sitting in their purse. It might be sitting in their car or sitting on the counter. And you want to give them just a friendly little reminder to go ahead and try it. I would say most of you are keeping 3 a secret. It's time to let the secret out of the bag. Everyone needs to know about 3. It should be a household name. You owe it. You always say, I owe it to everyone I love and care about to share the 3 products and share the 3 opportunity. Then it's up to them what to do with it. I think too many of you make decisions for someone else. No, I don't think they do it. They might think I'm crazy. They don't need the money. They don't have enough money. They don't care about their health. They don't know many people. They're too busy. You're making decisions for people. It's up to you to expose all the people, for you to follow up with them and let them make the decision of what they want to do with it. So start sharing and also be listening. There's always opportunities to share our products in organic conversations that you're having with people, because people are talking about how they feel, how cost of everything's rising, how their salaries aren't rising, how people are getting laid off. I mean, there's all sorts of conversations happening right now, and people are looking. You just got to be willing to get uncomfortable to get comfortable and start talking. So look for those openings that are around you. Have conversations, have product to place always with you, follow up on the product, invite people to opportunities, whether it's the Zoom opportunities on Monday night. Hey, Amy, can you jump on this Zoom? It'll last about 30, 40 minutes. Take notes of any questions you might have, and then let's jump off that and follow up and have a conversation. I can answer any questions that you might have. So invite them onto something, set a time to follow up and answer any questions. Invite them to a home event. They come to the home event. If they didn't get signed up right there, call them the next day. Hey, I noticed I know you were at the event last night. What did you think? What were your favorite parts about it? Have that conversation. You're working towards getting them engaged and getting started in the product and the business with you. If you invited someone to an event and they didn't show, a perfect time to follow up. Hey, Amy, I noticed you were able to come last night. I'm not sure, if you got caught up at work or whatever it was. Man, it was a great event. We missed you, but we're going to have another one next Tuesday. Are you able to come? Or, hey, I can sit down with you at coffee anytime. When's a good time to sit down? So it's setting up opportunities constantly to get in front of them. It's following up. Sometimes it takes really 8 to 12 exposures for someone to actually get started. So many of us quit after the first or second or third exposure. So the more people you expose it to, the better opportunity you have of them saying yes. So use the different promotions that we have. We have great promotions. That's a great follow-up tool. Hey, we've got Mother's Day promotions. We've got a convention promotion, whatever it is, use those promotions as leverage and ways to follow up. So I want to bring up a friend of mine out of Dallas, Texas, and I've been in business with her for quite some time. She's amazing. She's got probably been in the industry just as long as me, so we'll have her share that. But I have asked Amy Lafitte to come on, and she's going to share a little bit about her background, why three, but then some great follow-up stories of so many people that drop the ball. And if you just follow up, the success that you can have. So, Amy, are you there?
I am. Hi, Holly. It's so nice to see you.
You too. Thank you so much for
Yeah,
jumping on here and sharing. And if you want to just share a little bit about your background and then following up and the importance, we'd love it.
absolutely. Yeah, I love being a part of three, and it's been such a cool thing. When I was 16 years old, I got diagnosed with a lot of autoimmune issues. And so we went to traditional doctors and really couldn't find answers. And so my mom, through natural health, we were able to get me well, and I was able to go to college, which was awesome. And during that time, brought my passion for health because of going through that and having to advocate and research and all the different things. And so in doing that, I was pre-med in college. And my senior year, I had ulcers and I was really stressed out and I was working a lot. And I ended up coming into this industry, but I was in a makeup and skincare company, and I would be at makeup and skincare parties, and everybody would ask me all their health questions because I was the pre-med girl. So they're like, I went to my doctor, I didn't get answers. So what should I do, Amy? And so it's been really fun now finding three because I get to marry both what I've loved to do for the last 20 years with my passions and where I love to research and all of that. So and I agree with you wholeheartedly, almost like everything you were talking about when you shared all the different ways that we can support people and follow up with people. And I learned from one of my mentors, they called it layering. And so as you are looking at helping someone kind of go through the process of getting to a place of decision, you can use all of those. So I almost use everything you mentioned as a checklist. So like I had written down like meeting one-on-one. That's going to be one of the things I might do with somebody. And I'm just like you. I have my little brochure and everything. So this is a little cello bag that you can use to keep it all together. I finally got my 3 business cards. You can go to 3swag.com, by the way. That's actually where you get all the materials. We used to have them in the back office, but 3swag.com is where you get them. And then Holly was probably talking about this one. This is this product usage guide, which I absolutely love. It has our 6 proactive wellness products. I also bought a separate one just on the skincare as well, but that goes in there, and I'm with you, all the prepackaged stuff. I don't normally package up Revive and Purify because I feel like it feels like party favors at like a weird party. Like, what did Amy give me? Is it really a detox product, or is it something more interesting? And so I don't do those. I just do the prepackaged ones, but like I'll go meet girls for coffee or just to hang out with anyone. And I always have it prepackaged and it's in my purse. And at the end of a lunch or a coffee or whatever, I'll say, hey, I wanted to share with you some of my favorite products. And I always give it to them. So I do that every single day in my normal life. That's just a normal thing. And it's so cool because people will come back to me and go, Amy, tell me about those products that you used, or, oh, I really liked that purple packet you gave me, or whatever. So if I have someone who's really into science, I do keep a couple of these around. Or if someone has been in the industry and they're more of a detail person, I love this magazine, if you will. And it even has like pictures of the company, all sorts of stuff. So these are a little bit pricier. I don't give those to everyone, but if I have.
Although, Amy, on that real quick, what's so
Yeah.
great is you can place it with someone and have
Yeah.
them look at it, read it, and it's a great way to follow up to get it back. So you say, hey, I can't leave this
Ooh,
behind because I only
yes.
have a couple, but I'll let you borrow it for a couple days, go through it, and now you
Yes.
get to follow up and get it back.
I love that. Okay, that's even better. That's a place and replace with the magazine.
Exactly. We used to say, like, leave a shoe, leave something
Leave
to
a
have to go
shoe.
back.
All of a sudden you forget things at everyone's house.
Exactly.
So yeah, like with the layering, you've got, like I said, you can meet with people one-on-one. You can do a three-way phone call. Sometimes in my initial, if I'm actually sitting down with somebody to talk to them about the business, I will schedule a three-way call, maybe 30 minutes in, with somebody in my life that can just talk to my friend that's not me, because I think having that third-party validation is so great. So, company materials are really good. Being able to use someone else is awesome. I'm with you. I have on here, try product. I'm always putting product on people's hands. I learned a long time ago, if you have product and you're, putting it on people or letting them taste it or whatever, if they're experiencing it using their five senses, that's where things start to really shift for people. And I say the same thing. I'm like, you're not necessarily going to have some life-changing thing from one time of using it, but I wanted you, especially with these, I wanted you to be able to taste it and know it doesn't taste terrible, because that's
right.
one of the biggest questions people, is it taste gross, since it's a health product, and doing in-home meetings. That's another one. Hotel meetings, if you ever have leaders that come in your area, being able to bring someone to that. Zooms, we've got, again, the opportunity one that is on Mondays. We've got the Wellness Wednesday on Wednesdays. I feel like people can actually hear more than one Zoom. I think I used to think, oh, if they've heard one Zoom ever, I shouldn't ever get them in front of another like full presentation. But what I find is people don't remember everything. So
Right.
just hearing from somebody different, as long as it's not the same presenter, I think is awesome, because they're going to hear new things every single time. And then also testimonial Facebook groups are really good too. So anybody I ever share products with, I'm sure when your leaders may have some sort of testimonial Facebook group. And I love those because I can put people in there and they can kind of see stories and research and kind of hear from other people. And that's been really valuable. I also find the algorithm works really well with that. So when you talk about the 8 to 12 times, if I have people that are in Facebook groups where they're getting fresh information, it just shows up on their feed. So I have people I'll put in there and I forget about them and I didn't do follow up, and they'll call me out of the blue and be like, Amy, I'm ready to get started. And I'm like, for what? And they're like, the college. And I'm like, okay, what happened? And they're like, that story. And I'm like, what story? And it was some story that was in like one of our groups, And so I think that's really cool. Also, if you post yourself, everyone that you personally have put in there sees your posts much more likely. So those are all like little things that you can do. Of course, talking about your product in your own stories and talking about your own, business testimony on social media, all of that is really valuable, because those are touches that even if you're not actually making a phone call, they're all ways that are kind of layering that person to get them to a place where they might be ready. Even other people's stories, again, like there was one time I was doing a Zoom and I was doing it myself for one of my prospects. And I'm like, you're not really supposed to do this. It should be some sort of third party. Well, I was at my mom's house. And so I pulled my mom in and had her give her testimony on the products. It wasn't a business testimony, but it was a product testimony. And so at least I had some sort of third party validation. So even other people's stories, if you can invite them to an event where they can meet other people in our group, in our community of 3, I find that that's super, super powerful as well. They can meet people they relate to. Like sometimes we'll just try to have fun events where like we're all getting together and we invite prospects too. And that is just such a really valuable way. So I have 2 just really quick stories on like how follow-up has been big. The first is my UPS driver ended up joining my team, but it was a process before he came in. He actually, he was super friendly. And so he was on my list, and I thought the next time I talk to him, I'm going to ask him about this or see if he's entrepreneurial minded. And he actually asked me, he was like, how do you live in this neighborhood and you're home every single day? Like, what do you do? And I was like, that's so funny, because I was going to talk to you about it. And so we had a little conversation. I ended up meeting him at a restaurant. I gave him some products to try. I went over the plan. This was before I was really good about having third-party validation, so I did all that. And he was like, yeah, I'm really interested. I've got to figure it out. I'm thinking about it. And that was probably like November. Well, he was still thinking about it for a while. So December, I gave him a Christmas present of 3 products. And so I think I had something else tucked in there too. It wasn't all 3, but it was great. And so he was super excited. He got to get on the products, get them in his body, check them all out. He still didn't join. I kept inviting him to different Zooms that we would have online that he could attend because he has kind of a weird schedule. And then finally, one of my leaders was coming in town. We were having an in-home event at my house. And so I was like, you have to come. And so I got him there and, like twisted his arm to get to my house. And he got to meet one of my leaders that was there, and he signed up that night. So it was, 5 or 6 different touches, even with him asking me about the business. And then I literally had a lady that just joined my team last night. And I met her through a mastermind that I was in, and I didn't know her super well. We just had been on like one Zoom for just a couple of minutes. And so I was like, I really like her. And so we ended up grabbing coffee together. So we had coffee, and she was sharing a little bit about what she does as a business owner. And I shared a little bit about what I did. I gave her, of course, one of the packets, and just sort of left it at that. I was like, we should definitely connect again. And it was maybe about 2 months later, I reached out to her and finally did the ask, like, hey, I would love for you to check out this business. She actually is a nurse and also has a platform online of ways that she helps couples with intimacy. And so just a really interesting lady, like lots of different contacts. And so she ended up getting on a 3-way call, was really interested, and was just doing some research. And so I had followed up with her maybe on Friday and just said, hey, like, have you figured out which products you want to start with? Like, I know you were kind of doing some research and kind of figure out finances and stuff like that. Well, I didn't hear from her. And so yesterday I was like, I'm just going to text her and be like, how was her Easter? And so I did. I didn't talk about business. I just said, hey, how was your Easter? I was thinking about you. And she sent me a message last night and said, call me. And so I called her and she said, yes, I want to do this. I'm super excited about sharing this on my platform. And so she's already in, she's excited. We're getting her in the system to kind of help her with her training, and she's already going. So I think sometimes, like, if people ghost you, if you will, sometimes it's because they don't know what to say, or they're trying to figure out, what they want to do. And sometimes they're embarrassed even to tell you, like, hey, it's finances or whatever. Right. And so just coming in as like a friend, I think is really good. And one of the last things that I always kind of love to share is I consider all my relationships just a continuous conversation. So if I have a customer, even after they joined, when I was brand new, I would be like, yay, I've achieved my goal. Like, I have a new customer. No, like, you have to keep building a relationship with people. So even after they join as a customer or join as a brand ambassador, if they're a brand ambassador, you're helping them through their journey of building their business and helping them have the steps they need. If they're a customer, you're checking back in with them. How are they doing? Are they seeing changes? Guess what? When they start seeing changes and they start telling their friends, then it's a really great way to transition them to a brand ambassador. So, but once someone is in, or even if they're a prospect, no matter where they are, I'm always like, I'm just going to continue this conversation with them. We're building the relationship. And the better relationships you have, like, as you build your business, it's going to grow even more because you're going to go on trips with these people. So you want to know them really well. You don't want it to be strangers.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's kind of all I have to share about layering and following up, Polly.
I love it. Thank you so much. And, some of the things you touched on, just the importance of getting connected, like within the community, the team, because through that, you're learning people's stories, and that jogs your memory really of people that you should reach out and contact that, oh, they could benefit from that. And as you're getting people started, pick a pack that makes sense for them. Obviously you don't want to do more than they can financially afford, but stretch them. So everybody gets in on the startup fee and then the pack. It takes product to be able to share product. So you definitely want them to get a pack when they get started, and get them using the product. And the sooner we get them in, the sooner they get the product, the bigger their business can grow. So fortune is in the follow-up. So all of you watching this, go back to your list. Start thinking of the people that you've reached out to and that maybe you've dropped the ball. Look through your messenger and your social media, and I can go back there and see a lot of times where I've dropped the ball and like, oh gosh, I haven't followed up with that person and I need to. So you probably have a lot of great people sitting there in your inbox that you could start reaching back out to. Know what's happening and be aware of the promotions, getting on that 3-wall. The company's constantly communicating things that are happening. And most importantly, start sharing. Do those income producing activities. Start now. But number 4, fortunes in the follow-up. Everyone's got to do that. So thank you for jumping on. Amy, thank you so much for joining us. And we'll see each of you soon.